as a law governing student admission in public and private schools, colleges, and universities. It is a policy of state to provide for a free and compulsory public elementary education and a free public secondary education. Conformably, the following must be observed. No Filipino student shall be refused in admission. Major legal foundation in education, the Philippine Constitution, 1935 Constitution, Article 14, Section 5, 1973 Constitution, Article 15, 1 to 8, 1987 Constitution, Article 14, 1 to 5. The 1987 Constitution, Article 14, 1 to 5, Section 1. The state shall protect and promote the right of all the citizens to quality education at all levels and shall take appropriate steps to make such education accessible to all. Section 2. The state shall establish, maintain, and support complete, adequate, and integrated system of education relevant to the needs of the people and society. Establish and maintain system of free public education in the elementary and high school levels without limiting the natural rights of parents to rear their children. Elementary education is compulsory for all children of school age. Establish and maintain a system of scholars grant, student loan program, subsidies, and other incentives which shall be available to deserving students in both public and private schools, especially to the unprivileged. Encourage non-formal, informal, and indigenous learning system, as well as self-learning independent and out-of-school study program, particularly those that respond to community needs and provide adult citizens, the disabled, and out-of-school youth with training in civic, vocational efficiency, and skills. Section 3. All educational institutions shall include the study of the Constitution as a part of the curriculum. They shall inculcate patriotism and nationalism, foster love of humanity, respect for human rights, appreciation of the role of national heroes in historical development of the country, teach the rights and duties of citizenship, strengthen ethical and spiritual values, develop moral character and personal discipline, encourage critical and creative thinking, modern and scientific and technological knowledge, and promote efficiency. All options expressed in writing by the parents or guardian religion shall be allowed to be taught to the children or wards in a public, elementary, and high school within the regular class hours by instructors designated or approved by the religious authorities of the religion to which the children or ward belong, additional cost to the government. Section 4. The state recognizes the complementary rules of the public and private institution and educational system and shall exercise reasonable supervision and regulation of all educational institutions. Section 5. The state shall take into account regional and sectoral needs and conditions and shall encourage local planning and development of educational policy and programs. Academic freedom shall be enjoyed in all institutions of higher learning. Every citizen has a right to select a profession or course of study, subject to fair, reasonable, and equitable admission and academic requirements. The state shall enhance the right of teacher to professional advancement. Non-teaching academic and non-academic personnel shall enjoy shall assign the highest budgetary priority to education and ensure that teaching will attack and retain its rightful share of the best available talents through adequate remuneration and other means of job satisfaction and fulfillment. Batas Pambansa 232, the Education Act of 1982. This was an act providing for the establishment and maintenance of integrated system of education. In accordance with Section 2, this act shall apply to govern both formal and non-formal system in a public and private in all levels of entire educational system. As provided by the this act, the national development goals area are follows: to achieve and maintain an accelerating rate of economic development and social progress, to ensure the maximum participation of all people in the attainment and enjoyment of the benefits of such growth, and to achieve and strengthen national unity and consciousness, and preserve, develop, and promote desirable cultural, moral, and spiritual values in changing world. It is also stated in Section 3 that the state shall promote the right of every individual to relevant quality education, regardless of sex, age, creed, socio-economic status, physical and mental condition, racial and ethnic origin, political or other affiliation. The state shall therefore promote and maintain equality of access to education as well as the benefit of education by all its citizens. Right of student in school, Section 9. The right to receive competent instruction, relevant quality education. The right to freely choose their field of study subject to the existing curricula and continue their course up to graduation, except in case of academic deficiency and violation of disciplinary regulation. The right to school guidance and counseling service. The right to access to his own school record and confidently of it. The right to issuance of official certificate, diplomas, transcript, record, grades, transfer, credential, and similar document within 30 days from request. Present during symposia, assemblies, and other activities. The right to free expression of option and suggested and to effective channel of communication with appropriate academic and administrative bodies of the school or institution. The right to form or establish, join, and participate in organization and societies recognized by the school, or to form, join, and maintain organization and societies for purposes not contrary to law. The right to be free from involuntary contribution, except those approved by their organization and society. Right of all school personnel in Section 10. Free expression of option and suggestion. To be provided with legal service by the appropriate government office in case of public schools personnel and school authorities concerned in case of private school personnel. When charged in administrative, civil, and or criminal proceeding by parties other than the school authorities concerned for action committed directly in the lawful discharge of professional duties and or defense of school policy. Establish, join, maintain labor organization of their choice to promote their welfare and defend their interest. To be free from involuntary contribution, expect those imposed by their own organization. A special right and privilege of teaching and academic staff, right to be free compulsory assignment not related to their duties, defend under appointment or employment contract unless compensated therefor. Additional compensation, Section 14 RA 4670, at last 25% his regular remuneration, right to intellectual property. Teachers shall be given opportunity to choose career alternative for advancement. Next is my reflection. The legal foundation of education were made for the common goods of the learners, teachers, and other people involved in the education system. As law were made for the people, it also our responsibility to be knowledgeable of this legal basis for us to know our rights and responsibility, which measure that place restriction on both the teacher and the student in order to avoid situation in which the right of both parties are violated. Understanding this legal foundation can assist us in determining what a teacher required to accomplish and vice versa. Promoting the role of law through education also help learners acquire the knowledge, skills, values, and attitude they need to contribute constructively to society. Laws are like subjective matters or lessons that can be considered to be effective only when they are taught and understood by the pupils. To become effective, teacher we must first understand the legal foundation of education, which serve as the foundation for all educational policies and rules. It is like a guiding star that will help us find the right path that we must follow so that we can achieve the objective of educational in general. We will be able to change things essentially for the lives of the pupils and also in our profession. For knowing the roots of education means understanding the purpose and importance of education. In like manner, it is important to know the legal basis of education because it serves as our direction in terms of teaching and on how to address the issue and concern in educational matters. With the knowledge gained about the legal basis of education, I will continue my effort to learn more about it. I shall continue adhering to the laws and policies in relation to my chosen profession so that I can build a solid background knowledge. I believe that these laws will guide me to know the right things to do as an educator. I will continue my relentless pursuit of knowledge, skills development, and work proficiency in order to usher in the pleasant, satisfying, and enriching experiencing this profession. In addition, policies were made so that I would be aware of my duties and do what was appropriate at all times.